Mantap. 1, 2, 3. Yuk.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Children of all the lectures. On this occasion, I would like to present you my research plan. The title of my research is called Strategic Management Accounting, the Supply Chain Performance and the Customer Value and their effect to the firm's financial performance. I would like to present you the first background why I want to conduct my research. Indonesia has a tremendous achievement in the GDP. We have a better GDP rather than Singapore, Malaysia, and other neighbors in Asia. But unfortunately, we have a lack of achievement in our logistic costs. We almost took almost 40% from our GDP, which means the firms in our country productivity is very lack and inefficiently working. Thus, I would like to give some solution how to make on efficient works in the firms based on the strategic management accounting techniques that introduced by Stewart in 1995. What is strategic management accounting? Strategic management accounting technique is all beyond new techniques, which is quite different when we comparing with a traditional management accounting technique. In strategic management accounting technique, we are relying on our competitors and our customers. We don't rely in our internal financial itself. We just don't doing in order our financial statement, but we are relying in our customers and our competitors. How we could know our competitive performance? We are using their financial statement that they've been published in publication first, and we see them as our competitors, but also we are comparing their achievement with ours, so we do know how is our performance when we are comparing with our competitors itself, and thus we are comparing again with our customers, how we give the customers much more of value, and we want to enhance the value of our customers. This is because we would like to enhance our customers' value despite our customer satisfaction, because just relying on customer satisfaction means we have lack of a rebuying behavior of our customers. And more, I would like to give you some information that in Indonesian context, there is no research that talks about the strategic management accounting whatsoever, because this research area is widely so interest in between of our researchers. Actually, this topics have been under research for about 25 years, but unfortunately, the topics of the strategic management accounting just unfortunately has been diminished, and so that's why I would like to make some brand new research that talks about the strategic management accounting techniques. There are many of techniques that have been deployed in strategic management accounting techniques. There are benchmarking, competitive position monitoring, competitor cost assessment, competitor performance appraisal based on public financial statement, customer accounting, integrated performance measurement, life cycle costing, quality costing, strategy costing, and so on. And my second variable that I want to research is talk about the supply chain performance, or we can say the supply chain management. Why I would like to make the research on this area? Because the most biggest cost that the firm's taken is taken from supply chain itself. The supply chain from Aguna Sikaran 2001 and 2004 and Stewart 2005 has been developed from 4 steps of how to measure of the firm's supply chain performance. The first step is the plan. The plan is how the firms itself computing their cost based on the life cycle costing. We do know that the product has a life cycle costing based from their planning and until they become diminished from the selling. And this plan steps of the management should know how much the cost would take in a plain steps. And the second step is source. The source is how the management know the supplier performance itself when the the firm has a changing in the production and how the supplier could rely on our information and how the suppliers could adapt with a change in environment. And the third step is the make or the assemble. This step is the most cost that the firms would take, because in these steps all the resources and all from the human resources, from the natural resources would be collide and make some of the product. And that's why the make or assemble step is the most biggest cost that the firms would take. And the last steps is the delivery or the customers. And in these steps, we should know how the customers feedback to our products and to our service to them. And so we know how much is our customer value. And so thus my last variables is the customer value. In the customer's value, it's different from customer satisfaction, because customer satisfaction doesn't mean the customer have a rebuying behavior, but if we have a high of customer value, that means the customer of our have a rebuying behavior, and thus our customer have good satisfaction on our firms or with our products. And that's why I would like to give some customer value to my last variables, because all of those variables is still important to be conducted of our research. And the metrics that I would like to give you some information about the customer value is adapted from Gunasekaran in 2004. How we know about our customer value, how we are valuing our customers. And however, even our customers have no high enough value, we have strategic management accounting. That means all of those variables is connected between the strategic management accounting technique, the supply chain performance, and the customer's value itself. And I'm so believe that if we are enhancing all those of the variables, the firms could be more adaptive to the change in environment. For instance, the catastrophic risk. We are just recently experienced the pandemic that we call the COVID-19. It is concluded in our catastrophic risk, which is the management cannot know how the cost would be taken if the catastrophic risk is outbreak. That's why if we have enhanced our customer value itself, the firms would be more stable in external changes. And this has been proven by the research that conducted by Stan Lee in Chinese in 2020. She said that if the firms have a high the customer's value, that means the firms itself is more stable with the change. Moreover, in this occasion, it's the change in a pandemic or the catastrophic risk. And that's why if the firms adopting based on their circumstances and how the techniques is adapted, which of the techniques is adopted by the firms, we as the researchers have a responsibility to give them some information, to give them some best information, which of the techniques is the most suitable for their circumstances, so they know which of the techniques is could be adapted in their firms, because not all of the techniques should be adapted. We also need our internal information, or we could say costing. It's the most techniques that now on the firms is adapted, and it is a traditional management accounting techniques, and it's no longer could relying in change, because if relying in an internal information, we couldn't know the change in our external changes. For instance, if we are using our costing techniques, if we are just using our internal supply chain performance, for instance, we have no idea about change in our customers. Perhaps our customers, perhaps our competitors has changed and has adapted and changed in their external information, and we are not, and that's why we have a problem here.
Do it.
Okay.
Coba